Jonathan Williams back again at the Bricks and Mortar podcast. This episode, what we're going to be talking about is probably something that so many of my clients ask me. They tell me, what is the most important document in the whole process as far as organising the mortgage? And ultimately, it's the credit report. It's the window on the soul. Maybe that's putting a bit too much of a gloss on it. At least it's a peek into what you spend your money on, or rather what you spend money that you don't have on, because it's all about credit. You're going to be entering into a relationship that could last 25 years with your lender, and the lender is going to be cagey in giving you money unless he sees that you have an experience as far as borrowing money and having an ability to pay it back. A lot of my clients come to me and they say, well, I haven't got any credit. In some respects, having no credit is as bad as having a bad credit score. It's a glimpse of the future with the benefit of the past, is how the lenders describe it. It tells the lenders how you treat and spend money. They're going to look at what you've entered into as far as your credit relationships before. They want to see that you've got a good track record. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about suppliers. We're going to talk about the credit score and the credit profiling. You've probably all heard about credit score. What you might not have heard about is credit profiling. And then finally we'll wrap it up as to what actually affects it. So listen, let's kick it off by talking about the suppliers. You've got three suppliers, okay? You're looking at Experian, Equifax and Nodal. Nodal's the free one, okay? I don't think it's as good as Experian and Equifax, but it is the free credit report, N-O-D-D-L-E. Experian and Equifax, I would go for Experian. You can get a 30-day free trial on Experian. And certainly the clients that I act for, I'm not going to do anything for them until I see sight of that Experian report. I cannot stress as to how important that document is. It gives us a fighting chance when we're talking to the lenders. There's no point in talking to the lenders if we've got a bit of a ropey case, if we don't know what we're playing with. And that's what the Experian report will tell us about. So listen, that's the suppliers. Let's talk about credit score and credit profile. So Experian, Equifax and Nodal will all have scores. In previous vodcasts, what I've talked about is the Experian score. That's out of 999. If you've got a credit score starting with a 9, you're probably home and hosed. As far as the Equifax report is concerned, that's roundabout, that's marking you out of 500. I think the British average is round about 380. So if again you're starting with something with a 4, then you've got a good chance of securing a mortgage. So the credit score you want to be as high as possible, okay? That's absolutely vital. A high score means you've got a fighting chance when you're going to be talking to the lender. What's the credit score going to tell you? Well, I'll tell you what it's going to tell you. It's going to tell you how much debt you've taken out. It's going to tell you whether or not you're on the voters roll. It's going to tell you how many searches you've carried out. Now, multiple searches is not a good thing. The lenders take the view that if you start doing search after search after search, then they think that you're looking for credit. And that's never a good thing. When you're looking at credit reports, you don't want to appear to be desperate. And that's what the lenders are looking at. If they're seeing multiple searches, then your score is going to get affected pretty badly. Have you moved address? Well, that's going to be shown on the Experian report. Again, they want stability. They don't want to see you dotting here, there and everywhere. If you stayed in a property for more than 3 years, that's what the lenders are looking at. But if you've moved every couple of months, then again, that's going to affect. And then finally, adverse credit is going to show if you've missed any payments. Okay, and that is the absolute killer. If you've missed payments, continuous payments to the lender, you know what that says? You stick your head in the sand and you hope it's going to go away. No lender's going to be looking to lend you money if that's the kind of attitude that you've got. So I think everybody knows about credit scoring and that you've got to keep it as high as possible. I think probably what a lot of people don't know nor understand is the profile rating. And this is the sort of the dark science of the credit report. And it's something that the lenders take great store on, okay? So they'll look at the report and they'll look at your credit card usage. If you've maxed out or very close to maxing out your credit card every single month to the lender, that's going to tell them, can you really manage your finances? And if you can't manage your finances, you're on a sticky wicket. Recent debt, that's not great. If you've got a lot of recent debt, the lenders don't like the look of that. Balance transfers. If you jump from one great credit card deal to the next without actually paying any of it off, again, you're storing up problems for yourself. A profile rating, they're looking to see you as a profile rating as low as possible. So the credit score, you're trying to look as high as possible, and then for the profiling, you want to look as low as possible. So that's credit card usage, that's the recent debt, balance transfers, debt to income ratio, again, they're looking at your income and then they're seeing how you're spending that. Are you, again, I've said this before, do you have champagne taste with tenants lager money? You want to have it the other way around. You want to be living within your means rather than out with your means. And finally, overdraft usage. Again, that's such a red mark when it comes to profiling. So listen, get your credit score high and your profile low. They're looking for someone who is able to control their finances. Because if they're going to be lending you tens, hundreds of thousands of pounds, they want to make sure that they're going to be lending it to somebody that's going to be paying them back. So you come to me with your credit report and it's a bit of a mess. It'll take a bit of time to get it repaired. But the good thing is that it can get repaired. It just takes a bit of time, a bit of effort and a bit of nous. So the credit report, it is the most important document as far as the mortgage process is concerned. And if I'm going to be acting for you in connection with a mortgage, I need that Experian report, an Equifax or a Nodal. And if you give that to me, I'll tell you within 5 minutes whether or not you're going to be a good bet to the lender. So send me the credit report. Okay, that's it. Simple as that. Credit reports. Jonathan Williams, Bricks and Mortar Podcast. It's a sideways look at property.